morning doves, noon crows, and night owls. I am to be welcome, and so are you. We are doing a light plane POV from the ending to the beginning. Last one was start to the end. This one's from the end to the beginning. Today is May 28th, Thursday, 8:43 p.m. And here we have ourselves a man that's fit for this description of what it's like to fly a plane. This is very much, a friend would understand this. I have a friend who would understand this. This guy, he he had a lot of bad flights, this guy, but he has a lot of stories. Now, my friend, you will be able to experience this through his perspective. Without further to say, let's take this plane off the ground. Alrighty. Now we are just going to go coast around a little bit. Let's try something. That goes far. I made a mistake. This is not the first attempt of filming this. I filmed the previous one that was about 25 minutes in this one, and I crashed into these train tracks and the plane while the plane flew down, and I dropped off. And that was the end of the video. 25 minutes just gone. Simply because I was having too much fun with this projectile coming off the plane. Gotta be a little more careful this time. Yeah, whenever I got caught in this train track, I was like, we're under attack! We're under attack, we gotta get out of here. But to rephrase whatever it was that I was talking about, at least I'll try to remember. Well, I feel like today, I feel better today. I feel pretty good today. Not like most days where I kind of just want to forget I even exist. Today I'm alright. I feel like I can actually keep living for a little more, because I've always wanted to forget I even existed. Today makes things feel a little bit more worthwhile. I was just talking about how this world is crazy. It's crazy that this world is actually in Roblox. I thought that, well, this is what I dreamed of when I was little. I was playing Roblox when I wanted to make something very much like this, where you're in a free roaming world to this scale. Like, anybody from that time during Roblox years ago wouldn't be able to even believe. They would think you're crazy if you said that the Roblox platform could produce a world to this scale. Everybody has like their regular one platform areas, but this is not just one platform. This is not just one island. This is multitudes of plots of land ready to be explored, ready to be activitied, and that's the beauty, that's the joy of this world. And I also remember I was talking the last one, I was saying it would be nice if I wish this world was playable, so my friend and I have a friend that I know that likes planes, and he would be able to enjoy flying these planes with me. Him and a few of his relatives, they'd be able to join this world and fly alongside with me. At least that's how I envision, or the dream. But that depends, because they might have other people to hang around with. So it'd probably just be me and the fella that I know for a while. These things are going. too far to actually see where they're going. Unless we actually... It's cool that this can impact. These projectiles create impacts. At least from far away. There it is. Look at that. Shock waves. I should have done this before. I was trying to hit it from the side like an idiot. And that's what totaled this plane. This plane from the last video. I was just about to say from the last video like how crazy it is. Just usually my videos I leave up to 30 minutes because I want viewers to be able to feel invested. It's not going to be just one full video, 1 hour. That's basically a movie. This is not a movie. This is a world tour. This is meant to act as a world tour. This is I'm the tour guide. I'm not a movie director. I could see myself being one in animations or something, but this is different. Yeah, this is beautiful. Just purely remarkable. I was also mentioning in the last one that I was trying to do the helicopter POV, and it was so slow. Like just trying to go from here where my crosshair is all the way to down there. It was so tedious and slow. It took up the majority, almost the biggest majority of the video, was just trying to descend as I'm going forward. And the worst part was just having to keep pressing the W key to keep it going forward. With this plane, it's actually really convenient. I don't have to actually do that. I just have to veer my mouse, strafe my mouse, and go wherever it needs to go, direct it wherever it needs to go. I also said that when I was little and I thought of planes flying, I always thought of them flying in the desert. So when I go through here, it's actually really nostalgic, because this is what I was thinking when I was little. Excuse the grammar. Just flying in the desert. I remember just sitting in a dentist. I was at a dentist and I just was finishing my what's it called? Going through the appointment with the orthodontist. And I remember just sitting in the waiting room with my dad, and I just thought of planes. And they were flying in the desert. Very much like this light plane here. And biplanes in general. I was also thinking to say that the fellow that I know that likes planes, he would definitely enjoy the idea of RC airplanes flying in this kind of world. In a world like this, it's definitely awesome to imagine. But here's the story of the bad. This is the bad experiences of this man taking flight. Bam, look at those shock waves. We've eventually finally arrived to this beginning, to this ending of the mountain. It's nighttime and here we are flying. Truly beautiful. Truly an awesome experience to be able to do this. This was a big project. It didn't feel like it was more or less just having fun, creating, exploring, testing tools, and just making experiments. And then it eventually created this. For what we now know as Doug to the New World. Wow, look at that. Whoa, we're under attack. This is the bad thing. This is the bad experience right now. This is the bad experience of this pilot. Oh, this is the bad experience. Fellow plane man. This is the bad experience right here that I want to display for you in particular. Bam. This just goes on for miles. Oh, look at that. Look at that, awesome. It's awesome. This is actually on Roblox, the scale of this whole experience. Just being able to see explosion and impacts from far away. There's other Roblox worlds that does show chaos, but not being to the point where it could actually expand to this level of scale for this kind of activity. And it's nighttime. Those shockwaves never get old. For my train enthusiast, for my plane enthusiast, this is the bad story. Flying in a desert field on a floating train track. Shooting projectiles, watching impact frames. Just kidding, just kidding. But it must have been an interesting experience to be able to fly out something like this. Some vast field. It will definitely look tiny compared because of the altitude that they were flying, the actual pilots. They flew way higher than this. But because this world is in Roblox and because this is Roblox, well, the scale itself is just humongous to the point where you really have to fly high, but you could barely see anything if you actually went that high. The rendering distance will not be able to catch up with it. This is just magnificent. I wonder if I can get some impacts from this distance. Probably can't even see it. Once it happens, it's very rewarding though. I'll admit that. It's very rewarding to be able to see that. The impacts. Oh, there it is. We're under attack! Ah! This is the bad story. This is the bad experience. This is what trains. This is what trains the pilot. Whoa! Oh! Under attack. We will need to take some serious measures. Drastic turns. Whoa! Oh! This is it. This is the bad story. Yeah, feel free to listen to music and mute this background if you don't feel like hearing my voice. I don't really enjoy it either. I'm just kidding, guys. I think it's alright. I don't think it's too disruptive. Feel free. I'm going to do this just so I can allow you guys to be able to see this at high speed. Just how cool this would look dramatically. Whoa. There it is. The desert airport. Desert runway. Deserted runway in the desert. And here we are, almost coming back to the last video. We're almost there. 9 minutes more. 9 minutes left, and we are caught up. We're up to speed with where we were. Yep, I was just right over there. Right where the bullets are going. Right where the artilleries are going. That's where I was. Right up where that mountain is. Foolishly crashing into the train tracks. And then dropping the plane. No parachute. Don't do that, guys. I don't recommend it. It's a very satisfying view. This is perfect. I can't wait. I believe this, as I mentioned for the last one, this area particularly is when you're once I get to the light plane POV of this area, I think this might become a favorite for many viewers. This might become a favorite for many viewers. Just being able to watch this fly in this landscape it's definitely worthwhile. This is definitely going to be my favorite out of the rest in terms of light plane islands to fly around. This area generally, this area in general. It's like we'll get a little turnaround. Aside from the rendering always messing up, it's still cool if you just keep your eyes focused to just one area. This is a bird's eye view. We are the mechanized bird. We are the mechanized eagle. Mechanized hawk. Mechanized dove. Mechanized seagull. That sounds cool. I like that. This is the white mechanized. Oh man, I don't like when it does that. This dumb little pop-up situation. I'm gonna have to shorten this. Not shorten this video, but I'm going to have to crop this so that it's not in the way. We might have to perform a bad story. We're going to have to perform a bad experience if we're going to try to get rid of this little tab here. Oh, thankfully it just popped away. We won't have to do any bad experiences today. Well, not right now at least. Not for the moment. More than likely I'm going to have to crop this video so that does not interfere. That might take away some of the visuals, unfortunately. The space of this world in its own display. It's probably going to look like looking through a tiny little TV or something. An old TV, very small box TV. Very much like my childhood. Nintendo 64 and box TVs. That's what I grew up with. That is what I grew up with. Phew. This is very much similar to GTA scale of worlds, but it's in Roblox. That's the cool part. This doesn't really feel like a simulator. It actually feels very much just enjoying the world in general. At least that's how I feel about it. 4 more minutes and we hit our 25 mark. The only time I'll ever make long duration videos is only if I am going from one area to the end, which is videos like this one. I feel if I actually went through with trying to get rid of the tab or something, then we would have a really bad experience, or bad flight. And we might end up crashing this plane, which I don't really want, because I don't feel like losing 25 minutes again. 25 minutes of dialogue that I had included. So I think I got basically most of everything for the 25 minutes that I was communicating, telecommuting, since we're in a plane. It would be pretty cool if we could like microphone voices. If I could edit my own voice into this world, crossing each island and being able to narrate and say, carry on, whatever plane type this is, whatever number, whatever location we're at. That would have been really cool if I could include that into this world. Makes it feel like there's more life. Yeah, I flew one time. I only flew it once in this light plane while I was building this world. And it was really interesting. Now I'm actually able to relax and actually appreciate this experience rather than looking at it constructively. Now we are getting out of here. It must have been 25 minutes because it must have been a little later because I probably was spending the time communicating at the very end from the last previous video that I was trying to make of this film this, when I was trying to film this. Most likely spending a little bit more time in the back. This one I just jumped right on the plane. This bald pilot jumped right on the plane and went for the dash. Because this man, he has business to carry. He has business carrying. He has business to carry and he has business to fly. He's in the flying business. Yeah, the last video I believe was like 49 minutes maybe. This one might be the same or a little longer or even shorter in duration. Yep, I'm just going on, I'm just living, I'm just continuing to live. Even when I don't feel like it. When I don't feel like when I don't feel like living. how we're getting out of this area. I believe you guys will enjoy it, being able to turn this at higher speed and actually flying, watching this pivoting. It'll be cool. Making sharp turns, alternating with each one. It's very similar to when I was making my first world, flying POV, flight POV. I might change the title. I think I'll change the title of the last one just to flight POV like I did for my first world. It would make more sense. Well, actually, I think no, I can't do that. Because I already have a flight POV for this world with the bigger plane. So this one's going to maintain the same title that I have for it. Light plane POV. It's a cool concept, being able to fly around, fly in this kind of world. This is what this bald pilot's experience is currently. Flying through mountains, snowy mountains in the desert, and floating train tracks. And his bad experiences are projectiles hitting and getting too close. That's where he was almost under attack, just like that. This is his bad experience. Hey, there's the snowy place. There's the other snowy place, the post-apocalyptic area. Just getting close. We're getting there. We're almost there. This time I'm going to let the plane fly straight. Let it strafe a little. Now we will just enjoy this flight. We've finally passed the 25-minute mark. Now we're getting closer to the 30-minute mark. Basically the end of normally every tour video that I've made. This one's gonna bypass it. Bypassed by a biplane. I'm kidding, a light plane. It's 9:11 p.m. right now. I have only ate at 12 p.m. So once I get to this one, I'm going to make myself some food. It's like a power line. This train track acts like a power line. Maybe I don't think I will. I was initially thinking of trying to fly alongside the train tracks and just get glimpses of the world to be able to kind of fill in the gap from the last video, the train POV video, because I didn't really look down at the worlds very much when I was on the train. I do not admire, that's one thing I'm not proud of with this world, is the zigzag design that this zigzag contraption invention that I made. Direction, I should have done like one long turn and then one turn and then just one long path and then another turn. It doesn't have to be like 15 or 11 train track zigzags that I have to keep slowing down and speeding up. That's an actual disaster. This world is very nostalgic right now, I think. Just being able to see these platforms. See, this is crazy, you know. Roblox scale of seeing these platforms from this distance is it's unimaginable. And that's the joy of this world, really. Experiencing this, it's unreal. So beautiful, so immersive, really. I like that this wide space with this train track right here, just the angle of that camera from that where I just veered off, where I just veered from. It's really cool. I don't really feel any loneliness when I'm flying here. I mostly just feel at peace. At peace and serenity. I really do enjoy the idea that I created this. I do feel that's enjoyable. This level of scaling is really something I enjoy. And there's the pain in the neck zigzag, which I'm not interested in experiencing. That's going to make everybody sleepy if I went there. And there it is. There's the island. The snowy Chernobyl-looking area. Where everything is depressively grim. It's not looking too up for anyone down here. We're up here. Not so much down there for them. Down there. Awesome. Full POV right here. It must be a really lonely experience. Imagine where you're in a movie setting where your character is somebody who lives in the snowy village and everyone there has died and you have the mansion all to yourself. That white mansion in this snowy island, all to yourself. That would be really depressing. Passing by. Carry on. There's the sound of the helis in that village, that snowy village. Oh, this is awesome. Flying alongside the road. Really awesome color of the sky. I like this. And I like the fact that I don't have to press and hold the W key for so long. Now this is pretty real. It feels pretty realistic. Just the scale of the ocean. I really do. I chose this specific body of water for this very reason, to create this visual, impressively large scale visual. It'll be fun being able to fly this in this area in this POV. My videos are going to be taking a while doing these ones with this biplane, but at least it's faster than the helicopter. helicopter is way slower and more tedious. I wouldn't want to do that. This is perfect. I don't have to actually hold no keys, so I could just let this turn. Just have to use the mouse every now and then to strafe it for each turn. Zig down, zig up, everything like that, yeah. We're getting close to the island now. The private island in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. And the volcano. I must admit, I'm pretty tired doing this right now. I do have to wake up early to go to City Hall to do some things. So, I mean, I might end up staying up a little, but I might not. Depends on what I feel like doing. If I feel like taking a nap or going to sleep and finally having a nice dream about something pleasant, then that's what I will do. But if I feel like I would need to be up a little bit longer, then I'll do that. But I really do want to be able to just take a nice sleep and get a nice dream. Wake up around 6 or 7 in the morning or so, go to City Hall, get my due diligence, and go back home and continue on with these light plane POVs. And there's the island. It's awesome, really. Like, this is Roblox right here. This is not a simulator. This is not it almost acts like one, but it's not an actual simulator. It's just Roblox created with my ideas and being implemented here. And it really paid off. I have to believe that. It really paid off. And there's the bird, and there's the volcano. They coexist together. These are two of the liveliest beings in this ocean. Everything else, you're kind of just on your own. Hello, bird. Enjoy your trip. Enjoy your flight. I'm enjoying my flight. You enjoy your flying. Alright, now we're finally heading to now we're heading to the fantasy land. Yep, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my body telling me it wants to go to bed right now. And this is just very relaxing to look at. I'm excited for my world tour, for my third world. I'm interested. Can't wait for that one. That one's also a really good world that I created with everything that I thought about. Trying to think about what I wanted to put in the Roblox world when I was little, and now I'm able to actually produce and create it. It's really nice. Pardon me, hicking up. Yep, able to finally create that. But the sad thing is, no one can join it. No one's able to play this world. That's the tragedy. That's my tragedy. Too much copyright material. So this is more or less just something for fun. It seems this phone really likes to adjust to lighting for some reason. Maybe it's nice. Maybe it creates a nice touch to this. It's crazy. This whole experience right now. Yeah, it might be 49 minutes or around the same amount of minutes for the last light plane POV. 49 minutes to travel here all the way to the end. This is very much like real life, trying to get someplace like really long trip area, about an hour just to get there. It took about an hour for me to drive back home. So this is basically that in real life. Some mild turbulence. Look at that pilot's little green cover. Yeah, I don't got much to say other than that this is really peaceful. And I'm sure it's peaceful for y'all as well. Being able to experience this. I remember going in when I was making these roads, I was very much energetic and very much entertained. And now this is all more or less like closing a book. Looks like some city folks in the world currently ambulances blurting out. Somebody's getting themselves into a small little problem for themselves. Here we are, next to this this is a tiny house island where there's Dementors from Harry Potter that reside there. Very menacing. There we are. The tiny house. Where the caves are too. Here we are at Fantasyland, where the dragon is the flying dragon. Well, I always thought it was interesting. If I ever had a nickname for myself, I'd like to be called Dragon. My name and Dragon. My first name and my dragon. And Dragon included. That would be cool. I never thought of it until now. I think of Dragon, or Drago. I don't like Drago. I think Dragon would sound nice. That's my nickname, Dragon. My own nickname. Just call me Dragon. That's what I was thinking. Ah, there's the loop. There's the coil freeway. There's the coiled freeway. The descent and ascension of the roads. Oh, I don't think I've driven a start to end with a vehicle yet for this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to do that after these flight POVs. Can't forget that. Did that for my first world. It'd be a lot faster now once I use the recreational vehicle. That's the main one. That's the main tour vehicle for these kinds of large landscapes. Still kind of blows me away. I created this with each area, with each intention, with a purpose, and specific areas that I remember, little moments here and there. I don't remember all of them, but I remember little moments that I've had. I can feel it. I've had little moments where I was just experiencing something while creating this. Look at that. That's so cool. This was fun driving a car through here. Like, now that you're up here in the sky, you actually get to see the scale of this very large road. Long road. Very long road. This swirly road. We're already almost there to the end. 45 minutes. I like this one. I like this one more than the previous start to the... I like this more than the start to end. Just this very much peaceful experience right here. The other one is more fitting because you're flying off of an air carrier. Air carrier ship. This one, you're just flying off from the ending to the beginning. I like doing this. I like this idea and the general idea of that. From the end to the beginning. It sounds more interesting than from the beginning to the end. The end to the beginning. That's a good story. That's a good formatted reversal for a story writing. For a story writing perspective. From a story writing perspective. And here we are in the medieval side of this world. There's the place with the moments I was talking about, this somebody that I used to know. This sad case of somebody that I used to know. And here we are. Right by the castles. And right by Chernobyl. And this sadly abandoned village. It's probably got taken up and affected by Chernobyl. This is what happened. That's why there's not many people around. In that village, it's got poisoned. The nuclear waste poured right into that area. The atmosphere. Into that village. And that's the end. And here are these two birds. We got some fighter jets here, and we got ourselves a little... There's the ending. There's the last tower. The pillar of the end. The pillar to the beginning. From the end. Coming from the end. There's the jets. There's the lighthouse. There's the island. There it is. We dug to the new world. That's where this starts. The last video was 49 minutes because I crashed and landed. But here I'm actually going to try to land a little bit more properly. Before that, I'm going to get up here. Now this is probably the reason it's going to be 50 minutes, because I'm doing this. Just want to be able to see this from a light plane POV. Wow. Now we're getting up. And there we go. Let's take a look. There it is. Full view of this very cool pillar. I don't know why it's... I just wanted to take a glance. I know I'm going to end up doing it for the next video, but I just wanted to see. Now we're going to descend. Isn't that cool? Look at that point of view and perspective from this scale, from this height. I'm going to try to do that, maybe. Maybe. I might try to do that in my videos. Really high POV, very, very high altitude, and then low altitude. I don't know. That might be a little too much. Might just mix both of them into the one video. Yeah, that's more suitable for this case. There's the place that reminds me of Banjo-Tooie, an old game I played on the Nintendo 64. we're finally reached to the end. We'll just take one more round around the lighthouse, and then we'll land right on the air carrier, just like its purpose to. Just like the purpose of it is served. Served for its purpose. There's the lighthouse. Also reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie, the first version of the game. And it's done. Now we will land right above these other planes. I don't think I want to do that. I'll land right here. Oh. Now that's just terrible landing, guys. This is a bad story right here. This is a bad story. This is what it means to have a bad story. Ugh. This is the poor pilot's bad story. Oh. This bald pilot, unfortunately, had to experience something quite terrible. And now he learned that he still has to learn. In this world, I mean. Just in this world. There we go. See? We learned. We learned. This pilot learned. This bald pilot learned. There you go. Perfect landing. Oh, I hope that was interesting. This man has passed his flying lesson. Solo flying lesson. Last road lesson. Last flight for his lesson. And now he continues on to fly more. Experiencing bad experiences, but flying. Able to fly. That's the gist of it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this light plane POV. I certainly felt like it was a pretty mildly moderate and okay flight with little bit to no problems. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all I can say. I'm ready to go to bed after I have a nice little meal and then start the next day with this or something else. Cretans or non-Cretans, or I gotta rephrase that. That doesn't sound right. Cretans or non-Cretans, and the socially excluded. Don't sound the siren. To be welcome. Signing out.